you're here today. And it is my esteemed pleasure this morning to welcome Ms. Cleola Kunene, who's going to address us on our keynote address, dealing with empowering young finance professionals for economic resilience by considering other economic opportunities outside of the traditional employment. Ms. Kunene is a distinguished expert in startup and scale-up investment and growth strategies as a minority partner in a debt and equity fund and head of SME development at the JSC. She leverages her expertise to drive business growth and development. She serves in various esteemed roles, including chairman of Rentosa, member of the B20 Trade and Investment Committee, and independent investment committee director at Edge Ventures. Her achievements have been recognized through several prestigious awards, including being awarded the Future Leaders Award, Entrepreneurial Leader of the Year 2024, and the Mail and Guardian Woman of Power 2023 Award. Let's put our hands together for this phenomenal woman, business-minded. She's going to be presenting our keynote address. You can do better than that, ladies.
Good morning. Let us please give the program director a round of applause. Isn't she just doing a stellar job? Can you see yourself up here doing that? Why not? I want to change the energy a bit before I kick off properly, because I was told by the chair there's young people, I'm shaping hearts and minds, but you seem like, yay, you didn't want to wake up today. What's going on? Okay, we're going to do a bit of an exercise before we go into the content, right? And bear with me. Just try it out. I promise you, this is a game changer. For a moment, I want you to close your eyes and think about a day or a moment where you were just happy. Whether it was celebrating your birthday, whether you finally dumped that guy, or, that notification came in, paid, thank you. Can you see it? Come close your eyes, take a deep breath. Can you see that happy moment? This is making you warm and fuzzy. Can you see yourself smile? It's good, right? You want to be there right now. Well, you are there in your mind, right? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cleola Kunene, and I want to see better energy. Welcome. Can I get a round of applause from you? You see, CEO, that's how you do it. Okay, so my task is an easy one. I am speaking a little bit about the opportunities and options for you, but more importantly, I want you to understand that who you're going to be and what you're going to be and how you're going to do it starts today. All right, so my job is an easy one. I'm not going to talk too much about all the options, although I am here. You can ask me questions about the entrepreneurial journey. I'm an investor. I've been in financial services in capital markets for over 10 years. I also am a coach and a mentor. So seeing you here today for me and having the opportunity to speak to you is critical, because I have the opportunity to plant a seed. And what am I planting a seed for? For the future you, right? Everything that the organizations that are here today, SEGFARO, the CFL Foundation, National Treasury, etc., are investing in is the seed that is you, right? One day when you're successful, and some of us may be retired, I don't know, you'll look back on this moment, this day, these opportunities, and understand that it was the catalyst for the future you. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to receive a seed? Yes. Oh my gosh, I might as well go home. Are you ready? Yes. Great, let's get going. Okay, so my question to you today is, who are you becoming? Have you thought about that? When you look at the people up on the screen, they are exceptional. Regardless of what you may think of them, you may like them, you may not, but they have one thing in common. Who they are today started years ago. By the time you know their names, they've already constructed every aspect of themselves and their success, right? And they were like you once young. Once they had a lot of ideas and ambitions and dreams, and so many things that they had to overcome, right? The good news is that you are, in fact, in a prime position to become even better. That is the excellent news. The bad news is that it's up to you. So if you don't understand that principle starting today, this whole conference, the future generation, the next generation, is going to be a pointless conversation because it's just another conversation. We're just going to say, you need to be more ethical, you need to be a leader. The CEO said you need to be an innovator. How is that going to happen if you don't make an investment and fundamentally understand who you want to be? So if there's one question that you're going to walk away with today that you need to answer when you go home, when you speak to your family, your friends, is understand and answer this. Who do you want to be? Who are you becoming? The journey to answer that question, I am practical, after all. We are financial people. I'm going to talk to you about a catalyst. What catalyzes this question and answer for yourself? How do you search for meaning in it? How do you figure this out? What does that journey look like? What is the realization for you that you'll go through? We have to be practical about it, right? And then how do you answer it in a meaningful manner? And more importantly, how do you plan and how do you action? So the question that you need to ask, your catalyst, is your why. In order for you to understand who you're becoming, you need to understand your why, your North Star. Why are you here? Why did you do what you did? Why did you study finance? Is it to help your family? Is it to be rich? Maybe. Is it to enable your community? Is it for a better future for yourself? Do you want to make a difference in the world? Do you want to see your name in headlights? What is it? What is your why? Because no matter where you are in the world, no matter whether you are an entrepreneur or whether you're working in an organization, whether you're working in public sector, you need to understand what your why is. Because wherever you are, what you will drive in those spaces will align to your why. So if you drive good governance, if you drive collaboration, if you drive open-mindedness and creativity, it's because you know why. And no one can answer that for you besides you. As you are in your career, you may say, oh, but my boss says this, or this person says that, my mother wants this. You are accountable for your why. This is your life. And you need to know who you're becoming so that you can answer that. I'm going to play a little video.
I want you to ponder these 4 questions. Here's the first one, and that's why. Why pay the price? Why work this hard? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? That's a good question, why? And you're the only one personally that can answer that question for yourself. You've got to have your own list of whys. Here's what I want you to do when you go home after you've left this extravaganza. Work on your list of whys. One of the big thrusts for success is to come up with a strong enough why. In leadership training, here's what we learned. If the why is powerful, Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to take that personally. Why not? Why not? Now here's number 3. Why not you? I wish I could say that to each of you individually, but it would take a couple of lifetimes to sit down and talk with each of you individually. But I want you to take it personally. And my personal question to you is, why not you? You've got the brains, you can make decisions, you can study the plan, you can change your life, you can grow immensely in the next few years, you can make your dreams come true, you can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through, you can become healthy, you can become powerful. Why not you? And I'm here to say that I'm ready to pledge my support to make your personal dreams come true. I ask the question, why not you? But I'm not going to ask them to just walk away. I'm going to ask them to walk with you. And now here's my last question. My very last question on the questions to ponder is, why not now? There never was a better time. Take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world. Let's go do it now.
The gentleman that you just saw was born in 1937. He passed away in 2009, and the words that he spoke are as relevant today as they were years ago. Why? Because it's about the human condition. The question, why not you? Why not now? You have these organizations investing in you because they believe in you. You're not here by chance. You're not here because somebody just needs to tick a box. You're here because there's an investment in you now. So what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with the opportunity? Do you feel a fire in your heart? No? Do you feel a fire in your heart yet? Yes? Maybe. Some of you, I'm suspicious right now. Okay. So how do you go about finding your why, right? And figuring out who you're becoming. The search starts with action. You cannot sit in your room or sit behind your desk and hope that it comes to you. You have to action it every day. If there's an opportunity, you put up your hand. If there's a question, you answer it. Isn't it something to learn? You learn. If there's a book, you read it, right? If there's a conference, you attend it. If there's a networking opportunity, you go. Why? Because you're walking the talk, right? You action it. Rumi said, as you start to walk on the way appears. So all the answers that you want in terms of who you're becoming will not happen overnight. You may have some ideas, but as you mature, right, as you grow in your journey, it will become even more clearer. But you have to start. You have to do. You have your why. Now, what now, right? Answering your why means that you must figure out what it means for your life. Your why and your neighbor's why are not going to be the same. Who you're going to become and the person next to you is not going to be the same. In fact, think about this. When you look back on your life 10 years from now and your peers, ask yourself, where are they going to be and where are you going to be? And how does all of this then translate into your goals, how you think, how you wake up, how you show up? There was this excellent strategic workshop that I gave. Excellent, I say so myself, because I gave it. And I used Serena Williams as my premise, right? You know Serena Williams, the tennis player, greatest of all time? And she wasn't always the greatest of all time. Once upon a time, Venus was greater, everybody else was greater. And Serena was winning, but not yet there. And she had these conversations with her father and her coach. And she said, well, I want to win about 13 championships, etc. And the conversation with her coach, who is her father, was, why only 13? Why not all? Why only 13? Why do you limit yourself? She already limited herself and her capability. So why not all, Serena? Why not become the greatest? And do you know what happened to her? In her mind, something clicked. Something shifted. You know when they say, dress for the job you want? If you want to be CEO, you don't become CEO when the job becomes available. You become CEO today. You start being CEO today. If you want to be the Auditor General, you become Auditor General today. So Serena Williams started saying this. How does Serena Williams, greatest of all time, champion of the world, wake up? What does the greatest of all time, champion of the world, Serena Williams, eat? How does she train? How does she talk? How does she walk? How does she think? And something shifted. And if you go back in history and you look at her and you observe her pattern, notice one thing. Even how she dressed on the court changed. Do you guys remember? She changed the game in terms of how she showed up. She wore brightly colored things, long hair. She was a diva on the court. She was a diva in the meeting room. She was Serena Williams in her mind. Before she became Serena Williams, greatest of all time, she was already Serena Williams, greatest of all time. And so she set goals to become the greatest of all time. She actioned it every single day until she became it. Now, I've got a point there at the bottom. It's a winding road. This is not easy. As they say, it's not for sissies. If you want to become the best of yourself, you have to commit to it. The plan, I want to be Jeff Bezos. I want to have an Amazon. The reality, it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. The hard truth is that most people in life will only ever be average. That is the hard truth. Most of the people you meet in your life are just average. They just live their lives, they try their best in their daily lives, and very few are great. So the question is, what do you want for your journey? In your own role, in your own journey, even if you look at the quality of what you produce in a day, if you send out an email, did you double check it? If you do a presentation, is it excellent? Excellence starts with the small things. Because that road is hard. The reality is hard. And only the ones that are willing to commit to excellence, to the vision, to the dream, to the greatest of all time, achieve it. So what is the realization? You must change who you are. In order to become who you want to be, you cannot remain the same. If you remain as you are, all of this investment by all of these organizations will be fruitless. All of the investments and the dreams and the ideas that you have will be fruitless. You have to be willing to change. And what does change mean? Change means that you start actioning and thinking about what it takes to dress for the job you want. Right? It takes everything to become the future you. And you are young, so it is important to have real conversations. If you're saying you want to be Auditor General, but your friends that you're hanging out with every weekend are just drinking and doing all sorts of things, do you think you'll become the Auditor General? Be honest. Will you? No. Why not? Because the company you keep is important. Does the CEO, does the Auditor General hang out and do nonsense? No. Change starts today. If you want to become that person, make those changes. You can't say, I want to be a successful entrepreneur, I want billions, but you don't want to wake up early. You don't want to arrive to work on time. You're not ethical. You're not principled. So, on the left-hand side, only ever average. On the right-hand side, the best version of yourself. The best. There's this video, and I love TikTok these days. Just new on TikTok. I've got some TikTok videos. There's this video that I saw of this lady. And she says that, imagine this. You get to heaven one day. And there's the angel. And the angel shows you this video of your life. Man, it's a beautiful video. Amazing. You've done this, you've done that. Wonderful life. But you look at it and your heart sinks and you're like, but that's not me. And the angel says, no, are you sure? This is the plan that God had for you. This was what God intended for you. But you were afraid. You let fear hold you back. You let small thoughts hold you back. You let ill discipline hold you back. And you never became that person. That's not what I want for you. I want you to be the best of yourself. So when you get to the pearly gate one day, you celebrate that you did even more than God had intended, that you were the superstar of your life, and you made a real difference. We cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. What are the changes that you are making and willing to make to become who you want to be? So what is the answer? The answer is realizing that you're worthy. You're capable. There's a purpose for you. There's a plan for you. Right? You may notice that I put faith in there. I put God in there because I am a faithful woman. Whatever your religion, whatever your thoughts, that is mine. So I fundamentally believe that in order for me to be the best person I can be, I need to know and trust that there's a plan for me. Maybe one person here is lucky, they won the lotto. But even then, there's no guarantees. There's no guarantees, but there is a purpose. Right? And ultimately, it's up to you. So, you now have the answer. You know what you want to be, everything that you want to envision for your life, etc. And then you hit stumbling blocks. The vision is clear. The details not so much, right? Challenges are going to come. You're going to have various challenges, daily challenges in forms that you may not even have thought about, right? This is life after all. Easy is not guaranteed. And so, one thing I want you to understand is that you are fully capable of figuring it out. You are not a victim of your life. You are the answer of your life. So you're absolutely capable of figuring it out, whatever it may be. Oprah Winfrey said, challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them, just find a new way to stand. Why? She knows Oprah is very successful, and she came from significant challenges to be who she is. So she understands that it's not easy. And it's not easy for anyone. You may look at the person next to you and think they may have it easy, but they have different challenges. So accept that things will not always be smooth sailing. Sometimes it will be, sometimes it won't. But know this for sure. You're fully capable of figuring it out. And capable of figuring it out also means asking for help. Get yourself a coach, get yourself a mentor, ask your leaders, put your hand up. So there's some rules to this plan, because now you've got to action it, right? Rule number 1, you are the plan. It's up to you. That's the first and most important rule. You are accountable for your life, you're accountable for your journey. You cannot point outwards. If you don't like something, change it. Or change your mind about it.
Bottom line is, no one's coming. No one. No one's coming to push you. No one's coming to tell you you're going to deal. No one's coming to tell you to get out the door and exercise. Nobody's coming to tell you to apply for that job that you've always dreamed about. Nobody's coming to write a business plan for you. It's up to you. And because you're only ever going to do the things that feel like doing right now, or feel good right now, unless you understand that you've got to parent yourself, you've got to push yourself, you're not going to make your dreams come true. And there's a tremendous amount of liberation that comes when you accept the fact that you're always going to need to give yourself a push.
When I read the book of Mel Robbins, she was, I think her first book was The 5-Second Rule. And if you don't know what the 5-second rule is if you don't feel like doing something, or you're worried, or you're scared, you want to go introduce yourself to someone, just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like a rocket. Just do it. Get out of bed, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right? That's how she changed her life. She was in a lull, she was depressed. And she wasn't the person that we know today, the global speaker, publisher, etc. She was a procrastinator. Do you know what that means? Procrastination, wasting time, fearful, not doing what you're supposed to do. And what this message is you need to do it. And every day matters. If you say tomorrow, tomorrow might be the day after tomorrow, might be the day after that. You have to tally the wins every single day. There's lots of books on productivity, how to overcome procrastination, but that's fundamentally a problem for many people, right? They procrastinate, they're fearful, they don't know, they think they have to have it all figured out. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to start. Remember what Rumi said? Walk on the way and the way will appear. Action it and things will progress. If you want to write a book, just start. If you want to be a marathon runner, just start. Whatever it may be. I like this quote, stay hungry, stay foolish. You know who said that? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs, as successful as he was, for him, stay hungry. Hungry every day. Hustle. I'm in the entrepreneurship space. Hustlers. I think every day about how to make money. I don't think about how to spend money, how to save money, which we do in the financial services space. I think about how to make money. How am I going to make money? That's my stay hungry. Every single day. Stay foolish. Stay foolish means ask questions, learn, stay open, try. You don't have to be perfect. Keep going. Rule 2 in your plan, commitment. No one who's ever done anything successful did so without commitment. If you are not committed to the cause, it will dissipate. You have to stick to the path. Be unrelenting about the vision. I always tell my teams this. The vision is non-negotiable. Once I have an idea and I have a vision of what I want to do, it's non-negotiable. Talk to me about the details of how to get there, but get there we will. Get there we will, no matter what, no matter how long it takes. The details, flexible, but be clear and unrelenting You know what a pit bull is? Be a pit bull about your vision for your life. And if you cannot be a pit bull, who must be a pit bull for you? Who's going to fight for your vision if you don't? Who's going to be committed to it? You have to be willing to invest in yourself every single day. Commitment is key. That's how you honor your why. And clarity. Now, what is clarity? Clarity is the willingness to sit and write down the details, understand what it takes. What I like to do is I ask myself, if I want to achieve something, okay, what will it take to get there? What do I have now? What do I need? Right? If you want to be CEO, very simple example. What will it take to be CEO? Do you know what a CEO's job profile is? What will it take to get there? What do I have now? What do I have in place to get there? Go and see. Most of the CEOs, what do they have? What do they do? If you want to be the greatest entrepreneur, what do they have? What do they do? What does it take? What do they do? You know, ask the questions. What does it take? What do I have now? Okay, I know what I've got. What do I need? What are the gaps? Okay, this is what I need. How can I get these things that I need to get there? Who can I ask? How? When? How much? Clarity. If you don't apply yourself to the clarity, you wouldn't know, right? You have a vague idea. Now you go from vague, vision, vision, to reality. Reality, I have to now read books. Diary of a CEO. I have to now go to conferences. I have to learn more. I have to speak to people that have done this before to get a mentor, an ally. Okay? Be intentional, be consistent, be clear. Honor your commitments. Okay, now we go into the details. What is the details? It's a practice. Right? We spoke about writing down the details, and you have to review your actions against it. Right? You decide. I give myself an annual review and a mid-year review for myself. I write down what I liked about my year so far, what I disliked, what I'm happy about, what I achieved, what I didn't, what I'm not happy about, and in all aspects, my financial health, my social life, my spiritual health, my work, my connections, my commitments, everything. Am I a good parent? How do I feel about it? What do I want to change about it? If you don't disrupt yourself, if you don't assess yourself, you'll stay in a comfort zone, right? We don't like comfort zones. Why? Because that's where average is, right? Principles. Hold yourself accountable. How are you honoring your purpose? As Mel Robbins said, no one's going to come. You're not 12 anymore. You're not 10 anymore. Your mother, father, or grandmother, or aunt are not going to say, yay. Did you do your homework? Your teacher's not going to check. It's up to you. If you do well, you do well. If you don't do well, you fall by the wayside. But you have the opportunity, right, to be great. People, this is such a key one. Who are you learning from? Who are you inspired by? Right? Who are you leaning on? If you hang around and you always, if the people that you listen to say to you, it's not possible, no. Do you think you're going to do anything? No. Find better people. Right? Go online, listen to people, attend things. Do you know how many things are free in South Africa? So much. There's so much sponsorship for us. We get so much, especially our government gives us so much free opportunities to learn, to develop. There's so many conferences, networking opportunities. You can ask someone to mentor you. You can learn from people. You can be on YouTube every day. You know how much you can learn from YouTube? Listen, I learned how to change my whole house's alarm from YouTube. Didn't work out, but, I learned. Eventually, I had to call the professionals. Share ideas, listen to ideas, learn. An idea is just an idea, right? But think about this. Every single thing you have, besides that which comes from nature, was created by humans. And it started with an idea. The chair you sit on, the laptop you have, the glass, the water bottle, these lights, the electricity, the car, everything started with an idea that was actioned into reality. Okay? Seek the right partners, ask for help, and then put things into action. The most important thing that you have to learn is your daily habits. Right? Who you are tomorrow starts today. Ask anyone that tried to fit into a summer outfit. Right? It starts in winter. If you're not gymming in winter, come summer, now you're sweating bullets. It's too late. You have to action it today, daily habits. Can't eat cake today and tomorrow you're like, oh my gosh, what happened? Nothing's fitting. The belt, right? Starts today. And patience. May you be kind to yourself. May you be patient with yourself. You won't have everything figured out immediately. Everything comes with time. But remember, if you're not kind to yourself, if you don't put yourself first, you will fail. I write it on my mirror. May I be kind to myself. Why? Because I realize I can't do everything. And when I'm hard on myself, it's counterproductive. Right? To be kind to yourself. And take care of things. Take care of your health. If you take care of your health, guess what? A lot of things are easier. Take care of your finances. Pay attention. I know some of you already have an order on Shein coming. Stop that. Invest in yourself. Okay? And make sure that your journey is sustainable. Okay. In practice, we set SMART goals. You know what SMART goals are, right? Okay. Measurable goals. The best way to achieve your goals is through consistency, invest time, effort, money to be better, right? Tools. You have to use tools. There's so many tools. You have to have a vision board. You can use the wheel of life to assess things, right? You have to exercise. It's a tool, right? Why? Because it centers you, gets your energy right. You have to attend conferences, network. I spoke about this. Read books, learn. Guys, I can't say this enough. Because your world is just here. When you read, when you attend, when you learn from others, what happens? It expands your idea of yourself. It expands your knowledge. But it also transports you and puts you in the shoes of someone else to learn from them. I'm going to leave you with this. It always seems impossible until it's done.
When we were kids, my mom hung a poster over our bed. It had a picture of a bumblebee, and under the picture, the caption read, "According to all aerodynamic laws, the bumblebee cannot fly because its body weight is not in the right proportion to its wingspan. But ignoring these laws, the bee flies anyway."
How lovely is that? How lovely is that? Amazing, right? Ladies and gentlemen, who are you becoming? Thank you very much. My name is Cleola Kunene, and I'll still be here for a few questions.